Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. Let me ask you a question. Is it possible that we could have too much gratitude? Well, if it is, then I have too much. And most of that gratitude is centered on what's happened over this last week. We are so grateful that we've been blessed with this new spirit in our family, our granddaughter, Sloan. And Sloan, by the way, means warrior. And for her mother and her father and all the other family that have been supportive and been praying and right along there with her as this little child faces the world with some difficult challenges. But that's who she is. And she has spina bifida. And one of the first things that she faced was a 3-hour surgery. And I'm telling you that not only because of our prayers, but because of your prayers, and that's where our abundance of gratitude is just overflowing, because your response, your prayers, your encouraging words and thoughtful considerations, I'm sure this positive energy has helped this whole experience for all of us. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. There's tough choices ahead, but we'll deal with them and we'll be blessed by them. You know, we face many challenges in our lives. I received a text recently from a very good friend. And he said in the text, he said, Lee, you've always said that God won't give us problems or challenges that we can't handle. He says, I've just been diagnosed with malignant melanoma. I'm trying to figure out how I can stay in gratitude in the midst of this. Now, I know this good friend, and I know that he is someone who stays in gratitude, that he can see the gratitude in most things. But at that moment, he was feeling that pressure. And as I thought about it, though, when he said, I've always said, and I don't remember saying that. I've heard other people say that God won't give us problems we can't handle. But as I think about it, what would we do if God didn't give us problems we can't handle? Because when we have problems we can't handle, where do we turn? We turn to other friends like you. We turn to other people. But most importantly, where do we turn? One of my very favorite passages from the Old Testament is in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. You've heard it. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and what? Don't try to figure it out for yourself. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. And then it talks to us about gratitude. It says, acknowledge him in all thy ways. In all thy ways acknowledge him. And then what? The promise. If you're in gratitude, he will direct thy paths. And because of that, I was able to look at my daughter and her husband and say to them, let me tell you, I give you a promise. I know for a fact that already this little Sloan and everything that she's done, she's blessed our family immensely. And whether she's with us 10 years, 20 years, or 100 years, at some point in time in the future, we'll look back and we'll say, we would have not had it any other way. You know, in many ways, the world is like a jungle. There's dangers, all kinds of dangers, not just health dangers, but we've got relationship dangers, money dangers, challenges that come in a multitude of different ways. That come in, maybe those challenges mutilate our body or enslave or destroy our minds, or maybe they decimate our morality. It was intended for life to be a challenge, not so that we would fail, but so that we would succeed. Succeed through overcoming. We faced on every hand difficult but vitally important experiences and vitally important decisions. There is an array of temptations, destructive influences all around, and camouflage dangers the like of which no previous generation has ever seen or experienced. And I'm persuaded, I'm absolutely believe that today, no one, no matter how gifted, strong, or intelligent, no matter how money they have, they will never avoid these serious challenges. But they can handle them, not by themselves, but with the help of the Lord and acknowledging him in all thy ways. Don't face the world alone. And I promise you, I predict with you, this little formula, that someday, no matter how deep your troubles are, someday in the future, you will look back and say, you know what? We wouldn't have had it any other way. Thank you for joining me this Monday. I'll see you next Monday. Have a wonderful and meaningful week. Bye-bye.